Well, it's a today is Friday, I think it's the 14th of September. So Kathy's down in Georgia with her Notre Dame mom weekend, and I'm out getting a little weekend sail in before weather gets too bad, and we have to put the boat away. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour of what we're up to and our O'Day 322 sailboat, and where we're anchored and all that jazz. So let me start off with a little boat tour. So this is the O'Day 322. I'll be sleeping up in the V tonight, I think. Just threw a sleeping bag in there and a pillow, and I think there'll be plenty of room. I've got a bug screen over the hatch. And I like to sleep up here just because you get some ventilation, especially when it's warm out. It should be in the 80s today. Right now I think it says 74 in the boat, so that's not real hot. It was supposed to be in the 80s today, but I don't know, maybe a little cooler by the lake. So this is where I'll be sleeping. The main salon, I was working today, so I've got computers and stuff out that I was working on before I left the marina today. Doing some work, but anyway, main salon. Settee on both sides, table in the middle. It's decent. I slept in this area once before. The table drops down and there's a filler piece that goes in there. It wasn't really all that comfortable. I didn't care for it, so I'm not gonna sleep there again. When we're at the marina, we've got TV and cable and all that. Out here we don't, so that TV runs off AC 110. So I did bring an inverter with me just in case I needed AC power to do something. I don't know, charge the laptop or something. But I'm going to be out for 2 nights this time, which I don't usually do. So we're going to be monitoring our battery consumption and stuff real closely. I did put LED lights in all of the cabin domes over the winter, so that ought to cut down on the amount of juice drawn by the lights. The key thing really is a refrigerator. That's going to run all the time. Right now I can turn off the VHF. I'm going to leave the Garmin on only because I have an anchor watch set on the Garmin. So I'm going to leave that on for now. I think I'm going to turn it off, when I go to bed, assuming we stay in our exact position from now till then. I won't worry about it too much overnight. I'm sure the winds will die off a little bit. And we are using the radio right now, so Sirius radio, playing it through the speakers on the regular radio. So not a lot of power draw right now, but as it gets later in the evening, we turn on some lights. We might need some power. The galley, very functional little galley. So a double bowl sink with pressurized water. This faucet here is a drain for the ice box. It doesn't work really. I took it apart, worked fine at home. I hook it up here and it doesn't work. So I don't know if I just can't get it primed or what. A little bit, small ice box here. It's not, I shouldn't say it's small, but it's a top load, so it's a little bit difficult sometimes to get stuff in and out. I was looking for something specific earlier and kind of trashed the place, but it's a decent ice box. A refrigerated ice box. Got a freezer compartment, so if I needed ice or keep something frozen, I could put it there. I found that this piece of Reflectix, I think it's called Reflectix, really does a great job of helping keep the cold in. These lids are not the most tight seal. And that little piece of Reflectix really does a great job in keeping it cold, and minimizes the amount of time that the compressor has to run. You know, we've got a little bit of storage in there, not a lot. A bottle of wine that I just opened. You know, a little bit of storage down in here. More storage. I don't overnight on the boat but once a year, so I don't really have a lot of stuff in here. But, you know, important things like a coffee press, coffee, some beer cups, some baked beans in case of an emergency, I guess. And wine glasses down there. She does have a 2-burner propane stove with an oven, so we can, you know, cook on the stove. We could bake a pizza or bread or whatever in the oven. We also have a grill out on the rail. It's not mounted right now, but I'll be putting it up shortly to heat up some ribs and warm up some of those beans, I think. So that'll be our dinner tonight. But you know, decent little oven. It's nice to be able to heat stuff up in there if you want. The rear berth is, you know, it's not bad. It's full of stuff right now, so it looks really dark in here, but you know, there's room for, I mean, it's a decent one-person berth there if it was all cleaned out. The reason I don't like it back here is it's a little bit stuffy. There is a port light there and one there, but I found it just kind of stuffy back here. And then your engine compartment is right here, and so I motored, you know, for just a short ways today, not very far to anchor, but the engine does put out a fair amount of heat if it's been running for a while, and so having this heat source here on a hot day is not the most ideal place to sleep sometimes. So I'm not going to sleep back here tonight, plus it's all trashed with stuff. I think we kind of already looked at the nav station, electrical panel, and all that. And then, you know, last but not least, the head. So it's a functional head, toilet, sink, little shower, handheld shower. You know, small, but it works. There's a drain in the floor and a separate pump to pump it overboard. So if you were taking a shower in here or getting it wet, hanging foul weather gear in here, stuff like that, there's a way to pump that overboard. So that's the inside of the O'Day 322. You know, for a 32-foot boat, it's a pretty spacious, you know, cabin. Part of the reason I picked this boat was the interior cabin space. Certainly there are bigger, prettier boats, but for a 32-footer, this is, to me, not a bad layout boat.